What's going on, everybody? Michael back at you guys and girls with a special guest. My boy Jimmy's here, man. Jimmy, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man.
Hey, appreciate you being here, man. Hey, Jimmy, if you don't mind telling everybody, you're a veteran yourself, so I appreciate your service. If you don't mind telling the listeners, what branch of service did you join? Why did you join the service? Couple things about your career, your time in, and lead us up to that time when you started thinking about getting out.
Okay, so first thing first, I'm originally from Albany, Georgia. Um, what made me join the Navy was I needed discipline.
Okay.
I was raised up by a beautiful family, great support and stuff like that. But I just needed some type of discipline for myself and in a better direction. I always felt like being in the military from would benefit me to be who I am today. And it has paid off. It has gave me tools that I didn't have coming in, and pretty much I just took advantage of what was given to me in the military. Being from a small town, not really up on technology, doing on my age coming up. It was a lot of things that I had learned from the military that bring me where I was at today. I got my first bank account when I joined the
In the
military.
military. Yeah, you needed that
Yeah,
before you
so
left, right? You had to have that thing get ready. But yeah, what'd you do in the Navy?
I was an operations specialist, and I was a aviation bosun mate fueler.
Okay, did you go on sea duty right away?
Well, I first started off in Great Lakes in Illinois, and I went to A school there.
Okay,
Then I went out to Virginia, and then in Norfolk, Virginia, and we had our sea trials. Then I went on deployments and stuff like that. So
okay,
around 2008 ish.
all right. How long did you serve for?
I served for 8 years.
Okay, when did you know it was like your time getting out the military?
It was during my second term. I said my first term I wanted to, fill it out and see what I can do with it and get the experience that I needed, but I just wasn't ready yet in the sense of like I needed to have a solid foundation getting out the military. So I did another term,
That's
which I
smart, man.
prepared myself to get out.
Yeah, I would say that's smart. Like coming up on your ETS date, you're probably thinking like you had the choice. Hey, should I get out? But like you probably didn't think of anything better to do, and you said smart enough just to do what I'm still doing to make sure at least I give myself a little bit more time to figure it out. So
Yes.
once you did that, you started churning, thinking, all right, I'm gonna make a move probably here in the next 4 years, unless something changed, or were you already like, no, I'm just doing this and I'm bouncing.
Yeah, so the mind you, I tell you, I had two jobs in the Navy.
Okay,
So, at first I started as an operations specialist. And by me starting off as an operations specialist, it was a great career, great field. I could see myself doing 20 years. But,
okay,
we always go through our turns and our trials and tribulations, you know what I mean? And
oh
life,
yeah,
just in
yeah,
general. So a turn had took for me was kind of threw me in a different job format, which I became an aviation bosun mate fueler. And that wasn't I mean, it was a great experience, don't get me wrong, but that wasn't my cup of tea. So I just prepared myself to get out from
What
that.
what that look? First of all, let me ask you, what does that MOS entail? What did you do for a day to day job? If you don't mind sharing, if you don't want to talk about it, it don't matter. I'm just curious because I've never heard of it.
What aviation, bosun mate fueler?
Mechanic, yeah, and I'm sure there's other people that haven't heard of
Okay,
that either.
so aviation bosun's mate fueler, those are the purple shirts that what they call them on board ships
Oh,
and stuff like that.
okay,
So what we do, we for my time, I'm gonna say for my time because it's different now.
all
For
right,
my time, we would get the fuel from the ship for the aircrafts. We would test the fuel, make sure the fuel is legitimate enough to put inside the fuels.
okay,
And throughout flight operations, we would fuel the planes and
okay.
making sure they ready to go to take off.
Okay, okay, I got you. Hard. That's a tough job. That it seems like, man, everyone I've talked to in the Navy, I'm learning like it's like a history lesson because I was in the Army, man. So it's like you're not going to know what a day to day life is for somebody else. So it's cool to hear your perspective on it because I was a cook, man. And people would think that's like an easy job, or people, and I was like, man,
Bro.
that job we got worked the hardest. And I was just telling my other buddy, like when I was in Germany, man, the soldiers and stuff like that were over there. Some of the best athletes, some of the best like people, hardest workers. So like the cooks just get a bad rap. Same thing, you know. That's a lot of stuff in the military, but you know, man, it's a lot of hard work. And dude, the Navy, bro, like I respect y'all because I don't have sea legs. I couldn't grow them if I tried, bro. So I get sick on a cruise ship, dude. Like so for someone like me, I don't even Navy could have never been in that, man. I don't even know. So I gotta take my hats off to you guys, man, because what?
And,
Oh, not man.
and also take my hats off to you. Hey, listen, hey, man, being in that army, it takes a lot too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
everything got it.
Yes. You have your trial. You have your, like I said, you have your trial and error being in it. Just in the military, just point blank. Period. You you experience a lot of things for different people all across the world, and it just it's a high and a low dealing with that. You know what I mean? But my experience was pretty good. It had its ups and downs. I missed the people more than what I had to do, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Like you said, you get that unlimited, uncrackable bond at the time, which is still there, honestly, or else no one would be doing stuff like this or reaching out and doing it. It's doing it because we used to always do it for the people we were surrounded with. It didn't really matter what was, you know what I'm saying? We pulled each other up and looked out for you. You didn't have to really worry about people like coming after you or something like that. Like a little bit different in the civilian world, you looked at more of a threat because just your work ethic or the way you do stuff, or I don't know, man. It's like, why are you early? You know, why are you on time? It's like, whoa, like this is normal in the military, man. This is just how everything was going down. So, so what did those 4 years look like when you re-enlisted, but you knew you were riding out? What did you do to prepare yourself?
First thing first, what I had did is I talked to mostly, higher ranking people that was, transitioning and on the way out as well. I forgot what's the name of that class was. It's been so long. TAPS class, what they call it.
TAPS, yeah.
So I went to TAP class and I really, really indulged into what benefits that we had. And also, I had to have understanding of the timing of what I want to do with things, because I ain't even gonna lie. When I first got out, I had a plan, but my plan didn't work.
Yeah, that's valid. I mean, that could happen plenty of times. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I tapped into that, and I also looked into the benefits very strategically of how to get where I need to get it. So yes.
Did you just start doing that yourself after you? I mean, minus you talked to the senior enlisted people but you just pretty much started having to dive in, right? No one just came to your door and said, "Hey, Jimmy, I got all this documents you about to read right here, bro. You're gonna be good after you read these 5 pages." Like you had to get in busy, right?
No, I had a mentor.
Okay.
My mentor, I think he was on his way out, or he got out around the time frame that I could remember. And he pretty much like, hey, this is what you need to do, X and out. Financial wise.
How long did you have that mentor out? Like how long was that going on for?
I had my mentor. He was my first 4 years. That's when I met him, because we came to the ship together.
Okay.
And, he was high ranking. He was a first class, and so I was a E3. So he was my mentor the whole entire time.
Oh, so the whole 8 years, the whole career. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. That's a good relationship then, because that's a long. Because like I've only spent like pretty much between Campbell, I was at 4 years, Germany like maybe almost 3, and then Carson like almost a year. In between all that. So yeah, that's a good time. You get to build a good bond with somebody and prepare to get out. Yes. What did you know about like going to stuff for medical? Did you have any medical stuff happen to you while you were in the military that you had it like service connected before you got out, or was that something that you didn't know about?
Yes, I actually did have something that happened to me. I was fueling, and it was a C-130, one of the biggest planes in the military.
Yeah.
If everybody know what a C-130 is, they know it's a big plane. So I was fueling that, and as I was fueling, I was on the ladder, That's when I was stationed in San Clemente Island in California, San Diego
Sounds
base
nice.
area. Yeah. So basically, what happened was, I was fueling, and when I was fueling, of course, fuel, when you untangle the latch of the hook, fuel drips out. So the fuel dripped out, and it ended up falling on the ladder, and I ended up slipping, and I fell from the top of the ladder all the way down to the concrete. So when I fell to the concrete, I caught an instant spasm. And when I caught the instant spasm, I got up, shook it off or whatever. You know, you brace for the impact, so you kind of don't feel anything. But the next morning, I could not walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not walk. So uh,
What?
I went to medical. When I went to medical, they checked my back and stuff like that. It was swollen, and I I dislocated my spine. Not dislocated, but I put my spine on the line, which causes my sciatica nerve to be bothered with. So that would stop me from walking for a couple of weeks, in which I had to do physical therapy and kind of get myself back in order.
And you were on the ship the whole time?
No, I did 5 years on the ship.
Dang, that's a long time.
Then I did 3 years on land.
So
That
you
was
got out on land. So that's
yes.
good, because when I talked to a couple of the other Navy vets, they said like make sure you like get out when you're like on land, not on sea duty or something like that.
Yes,
That'd be a
yes,
horrible
definitely.
transition compared to something like that. So, man, how long did you do that before you got out of the Navy? How long was that like just before you were getting out, right? Because you were in California, so it was in your last 3 years, and then
Yes, that happened in my second year that I was
okay.
there. So, I don't know. It was I want to say it was a blessing in disguise, or in a sense like that, because it definitely benefited for me on my way getting out. Having that happen to me.
Yeah, because what'd you end up doing, getting service connected and everything like that?
Yes, because when you hurt your back,
Dude,
it goes
everything.
to
That's everything, man.
your knees, your feet, your ankles, your shoulder, all that.
Yeah, so it's like lifeline. Exactly, like you said, it's double-edged sword, man. It's like you're benefiting from what happened in the military, but you're also living with the pain. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what other tools did you end up using, or like programs did you use on your way out that that you can talk about that may have benefited you and your family?
Um, I used the GI Bill, post 9/11, Voc Rehab, which definitely benefited me to get me, finishing up my degree. I finished with my bachelor's degree this December from Clayton State University. Go Lakers! And also, I already got my associate's degree from my post 9/11 GI Bill in criminal justice.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, cool. So what you got going on now?
As of right now, I work at the airport. So you go by Atlanta Airport, you might see me, you might don't. But I'm an assistant manager for standard parking, and basically I do there. It just manage my cashiers and other operators in the parking area to make sure everything is running of course at the airport.
Okay. All right, cool. What's something that you wish you would have knew when you were in the Navy that you figured out when you got out?
Oh
Or
man.
what's some things? Go ahead, give them the whole list, man. I ain't gonna. Yeah,
First
go
thing
ahead.
first, financial stability, financial discipline, and also utilizing the things that they gave us in the military to be successful. As far as going to school while you was in, because I could have went to school and had my degree before I got out
Yeah,
during my
could use a
8 year tenure.
GI Bill, go to your master's, or go for your doctorates, or go
Yeah,
for
I
another
could
thing. Yeah, use
yeah,
that
because see,
tuition assistance, man.
I could have used my tuition assistance
You're
and
right.
got my degree. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
I
saying?
barely use mine, man. So yeah, use it. But sometimes you get caught up. Sometimes you're on the ship.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're just young and dumb, or not dumb, or some you just young and naive and you don't want to do it. But yeah, man, it's like it's like if you go back when you're older, 10 years, you're like, man, I should have done that. But it's like you can't see in the
Man,
future. So you just living in the moment doing your thing. But you're absolutely right, dude. You got to use that 4,500 or 4,000 a year, man, or semester
yeah.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I wish I could have did that if I could go back, and I just try. I don't say I try because I don't like using the word try, or sometimes I almost either I'm gonna do it or not gonna do it. Ain't no in between these days.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I mean? So I mean that's about it. Credit wise, understood credit, took advantage of that because, like I said, being from a small town and not really having that knowledge of like I say, financial literacy, back in my day, it wasn't as important. My mama, she's 74 years old, so I don't think she knew, baby, as long as you pay your bills, food in your house, that's it.
Lights on, water
Lights
on.
on,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
Hey, but you gotta think about it, man. Honestly, like their parent, like our parents, our grandparents, um, they're like in the maybe Great Depression era, man. You gotta think that's how people were living. They had scarce. It was scarce on everything, and that's just the mindset. But you're absolutely right. Like you said, you don't try. You either do or you don't, and you can't be really lukewarm, man. You either gotta be hot or cold, right? So like. So you on to and you trying to blossom new things. You doing it sounds like on the same thing as me. I'm trying to get some real estate stuff going. I got a son. Man. We're trying to make smart moves now. That way we can benefit in the future and not lose everything to the corporations and stuff like that. The funny thing I was saying to like some of my buddies and stuff, I'm like, why don't they have like veteran hedge funds or like veteran why don't all veterans that you serve with on that ship? What if you guys all put your deployment money in somewhere and you bought like 20 apartments in San Diego when you got back or something like that. Stuff like that. That is not
Mhm.
really. I don't know, man. I don't know if you hear what you think.
I definitely believe that. I believe in that. You know what I mean? Like, if it go way back to even like before my time, from people joining the military, from Vietnam veterans and stuff like that. Just you see a lot of them on the side of the road.
Yeah,
Not having the knowledge of really just getting help and doing the right thing, which has got better over the years for that. Thank God that we are, in that region, in this part of society, a life right now, you know what I mean, to get that type of help, you know what I mean. But
yeah,
more definitely, while you're in, I encourage, the military to, give more insight on, financial literacy and setting a foundation, for their families. You know what I mean? Like the tools that they do give, it is good, but while you're on deployment, while you missing your family, while you doing stuff like that, setting long-term classes of, financial literacy or learn about stocks and bonds and, IRAs and stuff like that should be implemented into, the upper chain of command to bring down to, lower chain of command to try to help them get and guide them in the right direction. Because I don't seen a lot of people, I'm talking about even E7s, E6s on up. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah,
Horrible with money. I'm talking
yeah.
about literally broke.
Dude,
First
you
few
know it.
days.
You know it. But hey, look at it like even on an athlete standpoint, most athletes go broke because they don't know how to manage their money either. It's like
Right.
it's such a whole world. It's like, yeah, you're right. So it's like a whole world epidemic on pandemic, whatever you want to call it. They don't call it that. They just say whatever. But you're absolutely right, dude. It's no different in the veteran community. And I've heard it so many times already. Like it's like lifestyle creep, dude. Like once you make that, the more you make rank in the military, the more you spend, the more, the bigger your rank got, the bigger people's trucks got, or their cars got, or your rims got, or a $4,000 system before a deployment. You know what I mean? Just like that money is just, but you live in that fast life and you think you're always going to get hit on the first and the 15th. So it's like you never really think, and that
Yes.
time comes up. And like you just said, you struggled when you got out too. So I'm curious to ask, did you like do your how long ago did you do like your claim before you got out the service? Did you do it like 6 months out? Did you do it like on the last day, or because you had that mentor, you pretty much ironed that out and you were straight on that, and then like you just struggled with something out when you got out? Because I want to hear what you struggled with, if you don't mind sharing, since you said it was a little bumpy for you.
Okay. So for me, when I first got out, I don't know if you heard of this thing. Well, in the Navy, they got this thing called higher team. So
Okay.
and higher tenure in the Navy for my time frame basically means, you know, in the Navy we take tests. So my transition from a new job, I wasn't, you know, knowledgeable at that job. So, you know, when I took the tests, you know, I never passed, you know, to make rank because I wasn't that knowledgeable because, you know, you had to be on the ship to actually learn your job. So I did
Right.
5 years as an operations specialist. And then when I crossed over to the new job, I have no knowledge of it. So I basically went to shore duty not knowing anything. So I took the tests, you know, I would pass the test, but I wouldn't make enough to make rank or
Okay.
whatever. So when I did that or whatever, you know, they gave me a severance pay. So when they gave me the severance pay or whatever, you know, which was a good legitimate out to, you know, transition out or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
me being young and still, you know, I'm excited to be home. Then, you know, I'm not working. I'm not being serious about what I want to do. I think I got time because I ain't seen nobody in 8 years. So I'm just still trying to figure out, you know,
Yeah.
get back in tune with family.
Right.
So, you know, 5, 6 months later, boom, money started looking funny. So, you know, you're trying to pick your way back up. And I tried to get a job at Walmart, and, you know, the type of gratitude and respect that you left from being in the military, you don't have that. You know, they look at you just
Oh
as
no.
another number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, it got rough from there. And then with the severance pay, you know, no, I'm sorry, with my VA,
Yeah.
you know, disability and stuff like that. What I didn't know and what I was of knowledge of was, you know, that money that they give you, you have to pay it back.
Oh, when you get that severance pay, right? You have to
Yes.
pay that back when you start getting your disability, right?
Yes.
They'll pull like 10% or whatever you come up with back. I've
No,
heard, oh,
they
how much?
put
Oh, a lot.
no, they
How much
put
they take at first?
no,
They
they
garnish the
took
whole thing.
everything.
No, I'm saying
So
like if you got whatever your percentage was, say you got whatever, and then you got $20,000 for a severance, just hypothetically,
yeah,
they're gonna take all that at first, or they're just gonna garnish like a little bit of your
yes.
check every time.
No, they're gonna take the whole thing until it's paid off.
Wow, that happened to you?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So they gave you the money, they gave you the severance pay, you were straight, going back home to readjust, doing your thing, you know, adjusting, decompressing, it seems like, you know, trying to just, you know, do your thing. 5, 6 months, money starts looking funny. Then all of a sudden, a VA, the disability hits, but then they start taking all the disability.
Yes. So
That's wrong.
so it was like I think I got like 20,000 back, like 20,000.
I was right.
So
I was right. That's what I said. I was close.
yeah, like
Yeah, that's
20,000. Yeah,
wild, dude.
like 20,000. So I came out the gate 90%. So
Okay.
however long that took to pay that back.
Like almost a whole year, almost like 90%, like 2,600, something like that. You know, just roughly around that. So, so you're, that's wild, dude. So it's like,
Yeah.
that's like, you just looking at that coming there and every month when everyone else looking at their money. Hey, when's it going to hit? When's it going to hit? You don't even care. Cause you like, dude, how'd you find that out? Did you have to call the VA and say, hey, I'm getting money, but I'm getting it taken. Like what'd that look like?
Yep. That's exactly how I found out. I called in to the VA and I was like, listen, I got my rating. I'm trying to see what's going on. Oh, you got your severance pay. You got to pay that back. I like, what?
Man, and they
So
don't like, dude, like it's like crazy because they didn't present that to you when you signed the severance pay, right?
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, just FYI, Jimmy, you know, if you sign this, you can't ever, if you get a disability, they're going to take it back. I've heard that from a couple people so far. That's a nugget, man. Seriously,
Yeah.
like
So
that's
you still, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm glad I went through that process because, you know, for me, I'm the type of person that I am. I don't act off emotion. I
okay.
always think before I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm very good at thinking of what I do because, you know, people that panic like that, well, let me get in school and all this and that. And I'm like, nah, I'm not ready for school because I'm not mentally here to go to school because I could potentially mess this money up too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
now, don't get that twisted. You can't just start going to school with your GI Bill and start flunking because the VA gonna come get that money from you. So don't plan on trying to do that to try to just collect the GI stipend, the VAH. You're gonna get an E5 because they're gonna take all that money. You're gonna have to pay all that money you just got that you living off. You're gonna have to pay that for those classes. So hopefully your school's not too expensive if you plan on doing some kind of stunt like that. You know what I'm saying? That's for real, man. You're right.
If you do that, guess what? They're gonna take it from your disability. So
because that's VA money too. They're gonna get you any way they can, dude.
Yeah.
They're not even getting you, but I guess if you mess whatever, okay, you weren't even informed, so you didn't even mess it up because you didn't even know. But if you mess up your money with the school or whatever, you're coming to garnish it. So,
oh yeah, they're gonna come get their money.
Dude, I remember this, man. People will remember this too. I don't know if you do, but there was some reason they were doing this with the Montgomery GI Bill, man. They were letting people get a $1,200 advance, and people thought that was free money, man. It was either $1,200 or like a $2,000. I remember we got that money like at Fort Campbell, dude. A couple of us, we thought we were so cool, man. I remember it wasn't that long after. I don't know how long, but the VA came to start garnishing your paycheck, man. Like they just like you gotta be careful.
You talking about the first 12 months?
No, it wasn't even 12 months. It was like you could just they were giving out like $1,200 advance pay, and we like filled it out or whatever on probably on the internet, va.gov or something like that. Back in the day, like that might have been 07 or 09. It was one of those times, man. But I'm just saying the VA will come get what's theirs, dude. So don't just think there's like free money out there without knowing. But so when you found out that you had to pay all your money back, like what was plan B to do? What'd you have to do? Because were you relying on that money or not really? Because you weren't getting it at first, then you got it, but obviously you were still trying to figure out. I mean, obviously it wouldn't hurt, right? I mean, all that money, so.
Yeah, well, I didn't get back paid or anything.
Okay.
I just started receiving my disability straight. Before I started receiving it, my father was killed by that. He was killed during the time frame. So, I'm dealing with that transition as well, So I was kind of like out of sight, out of mind on what my direction was and stuff like that. And, got through that process. And then I ended up moving to North Carolina to be closer to my kids and, try to establish a life there. And, after I did that, I had, I felt like I needed more. I wanted more. So I chose to move to Atlanta. And ever since I've been here, man, it's just been number of blessings and manifestation, man. Just, meeting so many different types of people who are, growing, who are motivated, who are driven, you know what I mean? And, I just been going.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about your dad too, man. That's my dad didn't get killed, but I guess cancer killed him. So yeah, he died too when I got out. So that's kind of a culture shock, man, when you get out the military and you get hit like that. Because when you're in the military, you're like in high stress. We're in high stress environments, but you don't really you're not really worried about food. You're not worried about shelter. You're not worried about like all, because you already got all that stuff established, man. So that like hierarchy of needs, like you already got the first couple baselines established. But like when you get hit by a damn train, when you get out with, your dad dying, you're trying to like make ends meet, man. I just end up having my son there when I first got out too. So I end up doing all that stuff at once. Then living with my family, it was just all one thing on top of another, man. But I feel you on that, dude. It's definitely not easy, but it's definitely not good to stay in that dark place either. And just like, you building off that and just trying to do better for yourself. And that's what you're doing. What would you say to people that are still in the service, that may be thinking about transitioning out or jumping out someday soon? That don't have that plan that we didn't have. I didn't have one either, man. For the most part, I had a job lined up, but it all backfired. So plan A didn't work for me either, bro. So,
first thing first, save your money. gain financial literacy to a point where when you are transitioning out within the next 2 to 3 years, have a budget plan and make sure that you are, well equipped as far as like what you need to do, what you need to have on getting out. TAPS class, take full advantage of what they are offering you, because believe me, a lot of people, they just get out with no direction. But someone, by going to TAPS class and stuff like that, definitely take advantage of that, because I know some people that didn't even do the class. They were just ready to get out. They're like, I'm just
Yeah.
over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that didn't
Definitely.
work out for him. What I was going to ask you, what some of those people that you knew, like they got out, what did you end up hearing back from them, like keeping in touch, and did they struggle? Would they, like, you got friends like me that don't want to
Yeah,
go to the VA still because they said they're too busy or stuff like that, and
yeah.
kind of what you
Man,
got?
I got a best friend right now. He just called me today. And I tell him, I like, listen, man, go to the VA, because he's still struggling. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I try to encourage him and stuff like that. But like mental health is real. You know
for
what I
sure,
mean?
dude.
Like you telling me that you have the option of getting things in order and getting benefits for something that happened to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want it. Nah, come on. Come on.
And if you ask them that, what you probably do, what do they tell you?
He basically would tell me that he gonna do it, he gonna do it. But what a lot of people don't know, when you smoke marijuana, it keeps you complacent. A lot of people
Most
don't
deaf.
understand, like, say for instance, I'm going through something, and I'm high and I'm gone, and for them couple few hours, you're fine. But guess what? Reality still second in. So you continue to keep yourself high, and then you think you getting through it, but you really not.
You're not dealing with it, man. You just go in and find something to try to yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
know. Yeah, you
like you
spot
drinking
on though.
alcohol, or you smoking, or you going, like, even partying, or being around people that party all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, yeah, you're right, man. Like you ever, like, you are who you become, like who you're around, right? You're like, you know
mhm.
what I mean? So it's like, yeah, but you're right. That stuff does pull you down, man. It does, yeah. They ain't gonna harvest the best in you, that's for sure. So,
Oh yeah.
but what what you doing now? What you got running for yourself, man? You want to say anything? Floor is yours, man. If you want to say anything, are you doing anything business wise that you want to talk about, or it's up to you?
Not necessarily. I have upcoming some ideas of my own, coming soon, which I want to start making passive income, which is the ATM business. That I encourage people to try to invest in, look to as passive income. And also, I've been looking into Airbnbs as well. So I
Okay,
got all that in the making. So um, first and foremost, I want to give shout out to my mom. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. Shout out to
Um,
all the moms.
yeah, and all the dads as well. You know what I mean? You can't leave them out, because
Nah, for sure. Everybody, all the
yeah.
parents
So,
out there doing their job.
oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Um, just pretty much, man. Like I said, I like to give encouragement to people. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you harboring in life, no matter what you deal with
Yeah,
on a daily day basis. If you choose you and only you, and just grow as a person and give it to God, man, you're gonna see so many amazing things that's going on, just come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
just
It's
just keep
not.
going.
You're right, though, man. You got to have that faith. Hey, what about one word to describe your military service?
One word describing my military service. I would have to say mission complete, or something like that.
You still on the mission mode in the military? You
Mission
militant.
complete, job well done. Honorable discharge. That's what I can say.
There you go.
Yeah,
You had
honorable
to do
discharge.
that. Yeah, man. Hey, what was your favorite place you ever visited in the military?
For me, Dubai.
For sure,
Dubai.
dude. I worked over there when I got out as a contractor, man. Nice city, dude. Good, no crime, barely. It got a dark side to it now, too. Now, don't get it confused. Like they on some other stuff, but we ain't gonna get off in that rabbit hole. But yeah, that place is a nice city, man.
Yeah, Dubai. It's hot too. Oh my God. Oof. It was hot, man. They be saying it's hot here.
Nah,
In
dude,
the
it's hot
United
over there. They got air conditioned bus stops over there, dude, because too many people were like passing out. Yeah, it's wild over
Listen,
there. They made
listen,
those blimps, the artificial intelligence, to make it rain over there on the hot. Like it's wild over there, dude.
listen. When I did my first because I've been there 4 times. When I
Okay.
did my first visit to Dubai, and it was nighttime, and when I seen people sweating at nighttime, like soaking wet,
Yeah.
oh my God, it was real.
And
It was
you
real.
from the South, man. And Albany ain't no, like, it's not like it's hot there too, but man, yeah,
Nah,
that Middle East heat is
that
something
Middle
else,
East,
man. I tell
that
you,
Middle
man,
East was real.
Dubai, Kuwait,
Yeah,
Iraq, even Afghanistan, man,
Bahrain.
Bahrain, yeah, Oman, all that stuff. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that Middle East ain't no joke.
seriously, dude. Man, I was gonna tell. That's why I want to ask a new question. I just thought of it because we keep talking about our friends. You want to do a call to action to anybody that you might know that you call them out, man, like our old days in the military, dude. Let them have it. Maybe they can come on here and share or anything like that. But if not, it's all good. We'll just end it at that.
Um, Let me see. I would say my big bro, Kenwan Meeks. Kenwan, I challenge you to come up here and share your veteran uh, expertise. Actually, from him being in, he actually is in a great place in his life. So, I will call him out and come share his time.
Q1 Meeks, man, where you at? You better get online. Hey, Jimmy, bro, appreciate you stopping by, man. Small world, you know how we know the same great people in the world, bro. So
Right.
when I'm up in the ATL, man, we'll have to link up, man. I plan on coming up there to see our boy Rashomon anyways. And hey, Rashomon, where you at, bro? You gotta get
Man,
on here too.
I was just with him last
Yeah,
weekend.
he up there. I'll be hitting him up, but hey, jump on, man. We gotta tell him them basic. That was one of my first battle buddies, man. Basic training, dude. So we gotta get on that. That was a wild time. So
Oh
appreciate you
yeah.
stopping in, Jimmy. Everybody for listening. Kiwan, you better get on. And until next time, y'all have a blessed one.
All right now.
Later.